You are T. Who are we? You are T. Who are we? Big up to everybody. Love and like. Let's be having you, people. Let's be having you. I want to hear from you tonight. People. It's a call-in show. I'll pin it now. I'll pin the chat. I'll pin it right now, people. So then you can call me. You can call me. So let's have a look. Pin the message. Pin message. Big up to everybody. I want to hear from you guys. I genuinely want to hear. So I've pinned them. I've pinned the StreamYard. There it is. There it is there. So click on that. I want to hear from you. Yeah, anybody. Whoever wants to talk about Manchester United. You want to talk about Manchester United? Rivals, actually. Yeah, I'm interested to hear from you guys as well. That's if you're being genuine. If you're going to come and clown us, then it's no point. But if you want to talk genuinely, yeah, and you want to give us an outsider's perspective of what Manchester United are, then yeah. But big up, man. Yeah, you said it, Jamie. You said it. You said it, lad. You said it. We are 13s, man. Big up Jamie Wayne, man. Watching fans clapping, singing after we get battered in the middle of it. Yeah, listen, you know what? Some of them are fans in the stadium. I can never be too judgmental of fans in the stadium. Some of them will boo. Some of them will cheer. Some of them will clap. Some of them will do whatever they want. At the end of the day, they pay their ticket. They can do what they do and do. Yeah, man, we're still with that. Free fucking Palestine. Free Lebanon. Big up to you all. Yeah. Our first caller. Big up, bro.
Big up, Meriden. How you doing?
How you doing? You good?
Well, football aside, Man United aside, I'm all right.
Yeah, listen, you have to be good in life. Family, friends, loved ones. You know what I mean? That has to be good. You know what I mean? Football is something that we enjoy. Yeah, it makes us sadder, but you woke up today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You woke up today. You woke up today.
Hope you're well as well, Meriden. But
yeah, I'm good. I'm just saying, I refuse to be beaten down by this football club. They've been doing it for nearly 11 years. I'm still here. Still got the energy. We're calling out. We see it, but we got the energies. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. Listen, I no longer defend this manager anymore. I tried, but listen, that Tottenham, we made Werner, Timo Werner. Like, I'm so happy that you didn't go to the match, Meriden. I am so happy that you didn't go because Werner looked like prime Ronaldinho. I'm sorry, but Mazraoui, I can't blame all the fault on him, but it's the system. Like, Tottenham coming to Old Trafford and Van der Ven, the amount of space that he had, is a structure issue. Like, I'm sorry, how is he running through 5 or 6 players and just like that? That's where it comes down to Eric Ten Hag for me. And for me, if we do sack him, which I think he will be gone before the international break, I want Inzaghi. That's my number one choice, Inzaghi for me. But I remember before you did a corner show, we was talking about Ineos getting Southgate or Potter. So don't be surprised if if Southgate becomes one of the contender. But for me, listen, we need to get Inzaghi. He's a winner for me. And one, I'm not just saying because they got a result against City, but Inzaghi is the manager that, listen, for me, we still have the players are still here. Like, it won't change. The cycle that we've been going through, Ole, Van Gaal, blah, blah, blah. But we need to change the players as well. And on the manager, I'm not saying if Inzaghi comes here, everything will change. Definitely not. Because Bruno, oh my God, I don't know if you saw today, but he's back for the next 3 games. So that's bad news for us. But it would have been better if we didn't. But yeah, Bruno's still here, Rashford's still here. So Inzaghi won't turn them into prime players. So for me, it's a mix of both. But Ten Hag for me, I'm sorry, I can't defend this guy. I can't.
So the only thing, okay, so I just want a couple of quick things to come back at you. In terms of the squad that they bought, they need a coach that can work with, from everything that we're hearing, they want a coach that can work with what we've got here. Big up Ash. I'll get you in as well. So they want to work with the player that they have. The players that they have for Risbon. So when you're looking for a coach, Inzaghi doesn't really speak English, and I doubt that they were going to try. I don't know if he wants to leave Italy. You know what I mean? He's won the league already. He's been to the Champions League final. But I don't know if I don't know what he's going to do. But that can happen till the end of the season. So in the meantime, are you happy with Ruud being a caretaker?
I mean, I wouldn't mind, but then again, I don't want him to get the permanent job because you know how United board are like. If the caretaker's doing well, United fans get giddy, and then they get the permanent job. So I wouldn't mind until the end of the season. But then again, Ruud for me, right? He wouldn't start the players like Bruno or Rashford. I think he's the one that will drop those players. I think that's the difference between Ruud and Eric. But I just don't want Ruud to get the permanent job for me.
Yeah, Indiana, get in the chat, man. I want to hear from you. Okay, so you want Inzaghi. What a second choice other than Inzaghi?
My second choice. I know it's unrealistic, but Nagelsmann. I know he's with Germany, but you know Nagelsmann.
Yeah, actually, that's the most realistic because he's too young to be coaching a national team.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He's too young to be doing that. So
and also Thomas Tuchel can stay far away, please.
Yeah. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
So Nagelsmann, or you want Nagelsmann or
Inzaghi? Yeah.
Inzaghi. Yeah. Okay, nice one, bro. Listen, what's your channel? Let's give your channel a shout out.
Yeah, Oristic Football is right here on the banner. So yeah, Oristic Football.
Yeah. Listen, have you messaged me on?
Yeah, I was the one that Instagram. That was me. Yeah.
Was the Instagram? Are you not in Twitter?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter as well. Oristic Footy as well. I'm on Twitter.
So you need to just tag me out. Do we follow each other?
I follow you. Yeah, I follow you on Twitter. Yeah.
Right. Just tag me in the tweet and I'll follow you back, and then I can invite you to the show next time. Yeah.
No worries, man. Big up, Erden, as always.
Big up. I appreciate you, bro.
No worries. Big up.
Yeah, Ash, go ahead, bro.
What's up, man? How are you?
All right. All right. Thank you. I'm good.
I don't have a YouTube channel, to be honest with you. I just come and watch you guys all the time. I watch you. I watch Rants. I watch Saeed talk about United.
Where are you calling from?
California.
Big up to you.
Big up
sunny
to you,
California. I can see the sunshine behind you.
It is. And guess what? Like, you know, fans like me that live in America, I've watched United since I was 10 years old. Wow. I am now 41, so that's 31 years of supporting Man United. Yeah. So I've seen it all. I've seen us be bad.
We've won the law. Well, Man United, and we're never gonna stop. Ole, 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 ole. You definitely have Ash. Go ahead, Ash.
And you know what? Things that piss me off the most is people that call us fake fans just because we don't live in Manny. You know, I've watched
those words. I fight against that xenophobic rhetoric, brother. Don't you worry about that. Fans like me who are privileged and honored to live, I live, 12 minutes door to door.
Yeah.
12 minutes.
Yeah, you bike there, I know.
I bike there because too much traffic.
I know.
Love.
So yeah, since I watch them since 4 in the morning, I wake up Saturday, the early 12 o'clock kickoff or 12:30 kickoff. It's 4:30 in California when we watch it. And the things that I'm seeing now and the things that I see online of people still backing this manager is just, I mean, to me at this point, I'm thinking these people are insane. Because what you actually watch when you see the team and then when you watch other teams, there's no similarities at all. Every other team seems to be working cohesive. We don't have any cohesion at all. It is a deep-rooted problem. It is not just a managerial problem either. We keep recruiting for managers. A lot of other teams don't do that. They have a clear philosophy of who they recruit for. And I was just having this conversation the other day with my friend. If this Ten Hag goes and another manager comes, how many of these players does he want in his first 11? I can't count more than 4. So that means another rebuild. Are we going to do this with every manager that we're going to fire and rehire every 18 months? I think it's not a good strategy. But I do believe in firing and hiring managers left and right until we get it right. But we have to have a clear strategy in regards to what type of football we want to play and recruit those type of players, regardless of who the manager is. And we're not doing that yet. We are still, with Ineos, still buying the players that the manager wants. That's what I see, at least.
What manager would you like?
To be honest, with our current squad, I see more of a back three formation. I do not see us having good wingers. Rashford, Garnacho, they're not good enough. And just Ahmad by himself is not enough. So I don't want us to play this wing play. I rather play us like a 3-5-2, the way Inzaghi plays. However, I hardly doubt Inzaghi would come to us. So we probably have to go with another young manager that plays a back three. Amorim, I like.
Yeah.
He seems to play expansive, fancy football. But to be honest with you, I wouldn't even mind a manager like Iriola that you mentioned or Eddie Howe. I wouldn't mind them at all because the next manager is not going to win us anything. He's just got to be the guy that steadies the ship. That's it.
Okay. So Amarin is your guy, yeah?
Amorim is my guy. He's the number one
He's
guy.
actually, I just watched his game a little bit tonight, actually. They got back Sporting Lisbon last couple of minutes, 84 minutes, scored the equaliser, PSV. Brilliant goal. And and they were pushing really hard towards the end. But Ash, big up to you. What part of California you live in? What part of whereabouts?
It's Orange County, which is south of Los Angeles.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. It's sunny. Yeah. Is it always sunny all year round?
It is, except in the mornings. In the mornings, it's foggy and cloudy, but after 12 o'clock, it's always sunny pretty much every day.
And is it warm majority of the year?
It is not hot. It is warm. Not hot. It is warm.
Wow. Yeah. And is it all in the summertime? Does it really get hot in the summertime?
No. Typically, it doesn't. No.
It's just warm.
It'll be always under 35. Always. Always. Wow, so it never gets too hot. No.
What a place to live. And how many hours are you ahead or behind? You ahead, yeah?
I am behind you. We are behind everybody. Hawaii is the most last place, and then us. I think we are behind you. What time is it there right now?
It's 10 o'clock right now. It's 10, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we are about 7.5 hours behind you.
Damn. So you've got to wake up so early. Oh, my God. Early. What about the 12:30 kickoffs? What time do you have to get up for them?
4 in the morning.
And then the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Like, is that
7:30 in the morning is the
so
game.
you love the 5:30 and the 8 o'clock kickoffs, yeah?
That is correct. That is correct. I love when we play on Sundays. Saturdays, I keep getting from the night before, I can't even. I don't have no rest, So Sundays,
you might go out on the weekend and then you just come back from wherever you were out, watch the game, and then try to
watch the game, piss drunk if I have to. Yeah.
Big up, Ash.
Big ups, man. Brother. Big ups. I appreciate you. Have a good one.
Man. Love. Listen, keep tuning in, brother. Let the people know about the channel. Do you have a little supporters group? Do you know any of the United fans there where you are?
To be honest, I don't have any clue of any United fans here. And all my friends are rival fans. So they're just texting me, giving me shit every day, You
have a bar that you go to usually, like a night games to watch the night
Silva's bar. Yeah. We do.
And are there any United fans there? Do you meet any of the
There is.
You need to just get a WhatsApp group going, man.
Yes, definitely.
Well, you can at least have a rant in the WhatsApp, man.
You guys are my rant outlet for now on the YouTube. So yeah. I need to find my own group. That is true.
Yeah,
big ups, man. Thank you.
Nice one, man. Appreciate you.
For sure. See
you. Take care.
Bye.
Yo, yeah, man. Big up. Take care. Indiana, you there? Yo, people, get in the chat. Man. Yeah, get in the chat. So far, people are asking for Inzaghi or Nagelsmann, and Ash has just asked for Amarin. Big up, Indiana. Not heard from you long time. How's the family? How the kids? How's that life?
Hectic. They're all good. They're all good. They're all good. Thank you.
Big up to you, bro. Big up to you.
And you, man.
Always love chopping it up with you.
Yeah, you well? How the cats doing, man?
Yeah, obviously, unfortunately, about 8 months ago, I lost one, and the other one's still about. Scholes is about. Seedorf's no longer with us. He got run over, man.
Oh man.
But that's the risk of having cats in and living right next to a big road. So that's what happened.
Yeah.
But talk to me, man. How are you? How are you feeling? I see a little bit of your tweets, man. I've been seeing some of you and your army, the revisionist Ollie army. Ollie army, who are you?
Do you know what I think I'm like quite balanced, like quite down the middle with it. Like you were pretty much the same. Remember the Ollie in, Ollie out. I call them all belly button FC. You're either innies or outies, right? And like everyone was kind of, you had to be one side or the other. And I was just like, no, I can see the good things that he's doing, but I can also see that he's not the level we need. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But I don't think there's revisionism. I think people struggle to separate what happened at the end and what was happening in the middle. And
Scholes is just coming. Keep talking, bro. Keep talking. Scholes is coming. I can hear everything you're saying. Go ahead.
So yeah, there's I don't think it's revisionism. I think it's just, I think someone just managed to get the best out of the squad that we had and working with the Glazers, and reached his peak. That is what it is. Like, let's be honest. Any of these managers that we had before the club that was Man United should have been backed a lot better in transfer windows in terms of players they wanted. You can go and look at LVG's signings that he wanted, Jose's that he wanted, you know, Ollie's that he wanted. You can go and look at Moyes. And it came out the other day about, you know, Evra talking about, you know, Sir Alex Ferguson wanting Gareth Bale and Ronaldo. Ronaldo had agreed to come back to the club and they'd said no. So actually, I think for a manager to come in and do what a lot of them had done. Jose said finishing second was his greatest achievement. I think he meant that. I think it's, you know, but things are different now. Things are different now. We actually have football people in the club, people with very good reputations. Those job roles are there. I think Ten Hag is the most backed manager I've seen.
That's the actual fact.
And that's not, I'm not talking about money either. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about players that he wanted. And okay, you can say he wanted Harry Kane, and some idiot at the club said, you know, Harry Kane's too old, which was stupid. But in terms of players, he's been backed, and he should be able to get a tune out of these players. We should be competing for top four. I feel with two players for every position, young players, exciting players as well. We should be competing for top four in my opinion. But I've been saying it for the last year, 18 months. He's forcing these players to do things they're not capable of executing.
Yeah,
he's ignoring things. Not ignoring them. He's accepting them. It's a byproduct of the way he wants to play. You know, you don't see the same things happen week on week, and then continue to blame individual players. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and I said it. I don't know whether you were there, but I said it. The Liverpool game.
Yeah.
I'm watching Casemiro, and by about half time, I was like, this guy's completely checked out. He knows he's got absolutely no chance here. He's out. He's a man out on his own, and he just absolutely shrunk on the pitch, and that was to do with the fact that he's just been exposed there. And then it happens to Kobe Mainoo, and then it happens to Ericsson, and now people are talking about Ugarte hasn't got the legs, he's not fit enough. Like, the excuses are crazy, and now we're talking about the defenders aren't good enough. The defenders aren't in the right positions. No, what about the fact the fullbacks are pushed up so high? What about the fact that midfielders have to back up the attackers, press the second balls, press out wide, cover each other, and track back? Insane. So I can't.
I hear what you're saying. Listen,
I've
never seen. Obviously, you're a coach as well, Indiana, and I've never seen a manager demand so much
Yeah, it's
of
crazy.
players. Like, it's the most unbelievable. And
This
he
is
wants
what I was saying
almost
last
total
season, Lloyd,
perfection. Like he almost wants kind of like perfection. But the biggest thing I
Yeah.
want to talk about is that I personally don't think. I think the mistakes that led to goals. I understand Casemiro shrinking, but it wasn't actually because of Casemiro. It's because the way he sets the team up. Because
Yeah.
if you remember, second half, Casemiro was off the pitch, and the exact same thing happened to Kobe Mainoo,
Yeah.
and they scored the third. So this idea that it was Casemiro mistakes. I mean, and I hear some sort of analysts who are going, "Oh, it was mistakes." No, it wasn't. It was the traps that Liverpool set. They pressed the two players we were playing out with, and it was Casemiro and Martinez. Both of them got really pressed. Really, I was at the game. I could literally see it. I'm literally stood here, and the picture's there in the end, and I can see what they're doing. Like Jota was the press, Diaz followed, Salah, Soboslai, Gravenberch, McAllister, everybody squeezed, and they went for our throats. Like they went right to goal. So this idea that it was Casemiro, no, it wasn't. It was the and you know what?
They didn't even get out of second gear. I'll be honest.
Yeah, you know
Liverpool
what?
didn't even play great. They weren't even great.
You know what? What annoys me more than any other manager with this manager, is that he can see what's happening and he don't want to change it. The arrogance, the pure arrogance of it. Like
100%. That's
it's
where
unbelievable.
stubborn, man.
So for me, I told everybody last season, it's not the fact that we've got injuries. It's the fact that he plays, I called it basketballification of football, right? Kamikaze football. That's what he plays. It's basketballification of football. And for me, you saw that rant, innit? Like, and I wasn't doing it for cameras. I was fuming. I came out of Galatasaray, Manchester United. Galatasaray beat us at Old Trafford. And I came out and I was absolutely fuming. And I said that these players, he has to go. Like, and I started questioning him, Indiana, from February after we just won leading up to the League Cup final, the Haribo Cup final. I started questioning him, going, some of it is not sustainable. And then I'll never forget, pull for me 7-0, and I'm like, well, what is he doing? Like, what is he really, really doing?
That's my biggest issue with him.
Right, what is he doing that he doesn't change? He can see, like you can see a doctor, an ER doctor can see where the bleeding has come from, but they don't want to stop the bleeding. Like, I just don't get it. Big up Shakarian Rashid for all of the things. A lot of people like me were looking forward to a team without Bruno Fernandes, but unfortunately, he's appealed it and he's actually won.
Here's the other thing. I don't know why people are mad at that. I don't understand.
I just like watching without Bruno Fernandes because especially when we play Eriksen, when we play Kobe, when we play Ahmad, we play Xerxes, we hold the ball better, and then we have one guy who doesn't fit into that system.
No, but hear this. You're relying on Bruno being injured or suspended to see that. If that's the case, that Bruno needs to be out of the team.
But that's not Indiana. I see it when I go to games. I see it with my own eyes. Like,
I hear you. No, I hear what you're saying.
Odd one out. Like, it's clear.
I hear what you're
saying. And the fact that as a coach, there's zero positional discipline to him, brother. Zero positional discipline.
I'll be honest with you. All of these players are doing exactly what they're instructed to do. All of them.
No, but he's doing it since Ollie. So with Ollie, he's been the same. You go anywhere when he wants.
Bruno's a madman.
The headless chicken press, and then he jumps, and then people play around him, and then we're one man short in a high press. And then
Bruno's a madman. But again, I'll say this again. If Bruno is a problem, we shouldn't be relying on him being suspended or injured for him not to play.
No, I understand
but that's ridiculous. No, I think that's crazy.
Bro. He's got something on people. Break him. Eric Ten Hag banned Manchester even using the press conference. ninth, considering that a couple of weeks the only job be able to get is delivering it. Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting.
If an individual player is the problem, if people
No, I don't think it's one individual player, but I think he doesn't help. He doesn't help the way that the coaches are coaching now, specifically with Rude and that Hart guy. We want to play a bit more possession. Majority of the season, Manchester United have more possession than any other team.
Then they
right? Even against Liverpool, we had more
playing.
possession, right? But against Spurs, he went with the Roadrunners, and you can't go change the tactics for that. But to me,
I'll be honest with you.
Fundamental because more importantly than me losing the ball, because loads of them lose the ball in all sorts of places. But he's that with Bruno we can't press properly. He's positionally liable. I swear to you, Indiana, you played football. If you were not out of position by this much, my Saturday league manager, Sunday league manager would go, man. He would go.
I'll be honest. In that position up top, you can have a player.
You can't.
Who's a bit?
Not in modern football.
Who's a bit freer. That's not my issue.
Listen, not anymore.
Not anymore.
When he keeps doing the one headless man press. When he does the one headless man, listen. Modern football has changed now in Indiana. We know that teams now don't whack the ball. They don't whack the ball.
I hear you. My issue isn't even that.
Look to play out. So when you go and do a headless press, you already, but it's like 5-a-side. If you jump out and do, and the way he presses, bro, I swear.
No, he's been poor, but that's not been the biggest issue. The biggest issue with Bruno.
Listen, when I'm in the stadium, other things are berating me. When I see that, I'm like, get this donkey off the football pitch.
But that's not the biggest issue with Bruno. That's not the biggest issue. The reason why...
Positionally is. Position. I'm sorry. You can argue this all day.
If you let me get it out.
He is horrendous. That is a huge, huge thing. Positionally.
Noureddin, calm down a second. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen, just 1 second. The biggest issue with Bruno right now is the fact that he's under-hitting every pass. Every pass. So you can get away with him being headless chicken as long as he's hitting those numbers that he hits and he gets goals and creates goals for the team. But the biggest issue I have with him right now is that he's been completely off of his game. He's not, even if it's like a through ball, it's completely off. He's not beating his first man when it comes to crosses. Nothing. All of it has been off. That's the biggest issue. It's not his positioning. It's him on the ball. What the thing that he's supposed to be elite at, he's been
watching closely. He's been like that for a year and a half now, nearly almost a year and a year.
No, he hasn't been. He hasn't been that bad.
He has been shocking. Indiana, I promise.
The last 6 months or so, he's been. But for Portugal, but he hasn't been like that for Portugal, though, has he?
No, Portugal. Listen, are you kidding me? Portugal, he's told to play a position and he plays it. That's why it's ludicrous. At Portugal, the old coach that they used to have, position played. This new coach, even though he's a donkey, Martinez, sometimes he's asking to play as a number 10, and he stays there. Yeah. He doesn't do the headless pressing, and then
so he's capable of doing it.
Sometimes he drops him back into midfield, but he plays the position for Portugal, but not for Manchester United.
I wonder why.
Indiana, stay there. I just want to get these guys in. Stay there.
Yeah, go on.
Don't go anywhere. Mubsy, big up to you. Are you there?
Yo. Wait,
talk to me.
Well, like he says, I think Bruno's time is over. I loved Bruno when he first come for Ollie, and he was like one of our best signings at the time, and it was a breath of fresh air. We come from losing at home to Burnley, and we just started scoring goals or winning games with Bruno. But that was 4 years ago. Things have changed in 4 years, and we're in 2024 now, and we've actually got players now that are much better than Bruno, and I feel like he's hindering us now. And this is someone who loved Bruno, but I want to see the best for United, because I love Bruno, but I love Man United, and Man United first.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter which player we have. I loved Rashford as well. I love what he's done for the city. I love what he's done for the country, helping the kids out and stuff. And when he was scoring goals, but even now we got to look at moving on. The guy's in his mid-20s. He's got to go as well. Like, we've got enough young talent there to help us progress.
Yeah, fair enough. Big up to you. Mopsy, who do you want as manager? Who's your first choice?
Bro, that's going to be a difficult one. I want someone good because I feel like sacking Erik ten Hag, he's going to have to go because we're in a horrible place right now and we've dealt with him for one whole season. We're going to have to deal with it again. But I feel like just sacking him it's not going to change anything that much. Especially last season, I thought that 100%. But this season, I think it's a bit different because Ineos have kind of made some changes. They've actually sold some players and stuff. Even though we've not done much, massive improvements, there has been some improvements there, but the manager, I think, changes. But in terms of new manager, I actually don't know. As long as it's not Gareth Southgate or Graham Potter. But I think Graham Potter might be a bit more of a likelihood if I had to pick between one of them.
Who would you want? Who would you want?
It has to be between Southgate and Graham Potter.
No, we're not getting them. Forget about that. That's not happening. That's the scare tactics, by the way.
You asked him who he wanted. You can't tell him no.
No. Listen.
I don't want either. But if I had to pick,
I promise you now, if they appoint Gareth Southgate or Harry Potter, the fan base is going to be the manager out from game one. Mark my words.
And I don't want that.
They're not going to do that.
Honestly, I don't want that because I'm sick of seeing manager out. We've been doing this so many times. We did it for Mourinho, we did it for Ole, and now we did it for Ten Hag. Now we need someone that's going to actually give us a style of play, like someone like. But I don't think our fans have got the patience for that because I don't think our fans know what they want. Because 1 minute they love someone, next minute they hate him. Like Kobe Manu last season, everyone was loving him. Now some people are going to slate him. There's our Garnacho, people are loving him, they slate him. And then there's players that have left us, people when they were playing for us, they wanted him gone. Now they've left us and they're banging this way of asking why they're gone.
Ironically, that's because we've got a style of play and it exposes our players. But you said something interesting. Why do you think it wouldn't improve that much with a new manager?
Because we've been doing this managing change all the time, and I feel like it's the Glazers. The Glazers have caused trouble. We've got Ineos now, which is a bit different, but and at least we've got like actual football-minded people. But before this Ineos come, it was just all about Glazers. That's why I wanted to ensure that we look at different ways. Because if we keep changing the same thing, well, nothing works. But on all the same problems are still there, then what's the point? And there's still one or two players there that are deadwood, like Bruno, Rashford have to go. Luke Shaw needs to go as well because he's been there for nearly a decade now.
Okay. Who do you want as manager? If you got Iriola, Nagelsmann, Amorim, Inzaghi, who would you like?
I don't think Nagelsmann would be good for us.
Nagelsmann would be good, yeah.
It might be, but I don't think right now. I think we need someone to help stabilize the team before we get Nagelsmann.
Would you take Ruud as the caretaker till the end of the season?
Yeah, I would, to be honest. But I know that people would say that if we sat Ten Hag and we don't get results, then they'll say the same thing what we said when we got rid of Oli and played Rangnick, saying that the season is over. But I think the season's over anyway. But if we can get Ruud, he's got some experience. But if we get Ruud, we cannot be saying we're going to have to we're going to give like a proper contract to him like we did with Oli. We play him to the end of the season, give him experience, and he'll have some experience as well. Then he'll understand what the players want, and then he can chat with the new manager as well, and then we could hopefully get better that way. But I think in terms of new manager, we need someone with a style of play right now. But we need players that will play out.
Yeah, we need a training ground coach so we can see after 3 months what we're doing. Big up to you, Mupsy. I'm gonna get. So let me just get to the name. Sorry, I'm gonna let Ben the Irish Devil. We were up the Irish.
Up the Irish.
Yeah,
how are we? All good?
We're good. Well, we're good, yeah. Other than the you know what, we're good.
That's good. I know.
Talk to me, man.
Well, first things first, pick up the panel. Pick up the therapy army. First things first. Solidarity to the Palestinians. Fuck Zionism, and yeah, that's just get that out of the way. Anyways, well, I was one of Ten Hag's fans, should we say? And I love that from you, Norden. Anyways,
Sometimes I forget.
so I just recently just became Ten Hag out there and against the FC20 game, and obviously that doesn't surprise me that we lost 3-0 to Spurs because, well, realistically, he's making the most simple mistakes ever, and it's because of Bruno Fernandes. It's because of Bruno Fernandes, and you know what? Like I was like when I was watching the Spurs game, I knew instantly that we were just instantly going to get be 1-0 down because I didn't even know who was the striker. I didn't know if it was Xerxes the striker or Bruno the striker because they were so in line with each other. So it looked like we were playing 4-4-2 at one stage, but we should really be playing 4-3-3 or whatever. Like, you know, it should not be 4-4-2. I'm sorry, like all these United fans says, "Oh, we should need to go back to the classic 4-4-2 Fergie stage." No, it's not. We should never be doing that. Just
we have to play 4-3-3. We have to play.
We absolutely. And you know what? I was going through. I was actually recently there. I watched some of the highlights. And do you know what highlights I watched? It was United versus Cardiff City, and that was when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer first game, and Ole's midfield was Ander Herrera, Paul Pogba, and Nemanja Matic, right? Now Nemanja Matic is a proper CDM, like a proper number 6, doesn't get forward at all, right? Then you've got 2 number 8s, Ander Herrera and Pogba. So there's balance, there's physicality, there's technicality as well with Pogba and Ander Herrera because they're both technical footballers. And I watched that whole game back, and you know what? In the final third, we were just complete dominant. You could look at the stats. I know it's Cardiff, but you got to play what's in front of you. And at the end of the day, we had 78% possession, and Cardiff City only had like 21 or 22% possession. So we just need to go back to forgetting this playing number 10 shit. Excuse my language. We need to play 2 number 8s and a 6. But the 6 and the 2 number 8s have to be both physical and obviously also like tenacious as well. Like you know, because you don't want to have someone who's so in that midfield. You know. So I think we should go back to that. And obviously I was gutted when obviously that guy, I don't know what you call him, it's the FC20 player, he just ran through the hole.
Oh yeah.
And Van de Ven as well. And I was just
you see that? In two games, a player for opposition player picks up the ball and copycat. One guy did it on the left, the other guy did it on the right. And actually, on the FC21, he tackled him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ugarte did his job, but Eriksson lost the ball, right? But we are always looking back. We're always running back because of this football. But yeah, who do you want as manager? And big up. So yeah, listen, Southgate is a scare. Potter is a scare. So apparently Manchester United in the list, they're looking at Amarin, Xavi Alonso. I don't know Xavi Alonso would ever come. Kieran McKenna. They're looking at. For me, every time I watch Ipswich, they know what they're doing. Win, lose or draw, they know what they're doing. And I don't know what people would like people, but I like to go to games because in football, there's 3 results. You're always going to win, you're going to lose, or you're going to draw. But to me, the most important thing with those 3 different results in a football is how you win, how you lose, and how you draw. That is important to me. It's super important because I'm one of the people that can sing the song, we have seen it all. We won the lot. So I'm not in no rush. I want to build a team that can, in 2-3 years' time, challenge for a league title and go to the second round, maybe go to the quarterfinal, semi-final, threaten a semi-final in the Champions League. That's what I'm looking for. So who do you want as manager, Ben? Who's your first choice, second choice?
Well, I'll say this right now. I think well, any of us have got to act right now with Ten Hag, but I'll say this right now. I think Ten Hag's left this team better than what Ole left this team with. Now, what I mean by that, some fans might think I'm fucking crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
Because we've actually got good
players who can.
We've got good players.
Make the ball stick. Yeah.
Yes. So I heard people say Inzaghi, and I do not want to go back to like that free at the back Mourinho BS. I've watched Inter Milan about 10 times, and I've actually got one of my mates. He actually he's living over in Italy at the moment with his girlfriend. He recently just moved out there. He's got a job over there, and he says, "Look, Ben, honestly, like I beg you take Inzaghi because it's very very mixy over there with the manager right now with Inter Milan, and I just don't think we need to play a 3-5-2. I just don't generally think. I think there was a fan in earlier on. I think it was the first one, and the second one is I don't know who it was. He says we shouldn't be playing like the wings and all that. Nah, we need that. I think in modern day football we have to play the wings. But what I mean by like wingers, I want midfield wingers, not attacking wingers, midfield wingers who can do the job defensively, and obviously like attacking as well. Like Amad Diallo is a prime example of a midfield winger. He can track back, and obviously he's just technically class on the ball. But in regards to what new manager I would want, so I've got a few written down, about 3 or 4. So out of the top of my head, I think we need a manager realistically to lay out the foundations, because I feel like Ten Hag has done that to a certain extent, but not fully. So who I would chance the Spanish national team manager, Luis de Fuente, right? Because he plays 4-3-3. He plays 2 8s and a 6. And I would also go for De Zerbi, but I think it'll be very, very difficult to get De Zerbi. And I think Greenwood would say to De Zerbi, look here, don't go to United because...
Who's your first choice? Who's your first choice?
The Spanish national team manager, Luis de Fuente.
Oh,
And
De
he's...
Fuente, yeah.
De Zerbi. I like Areola. Who's that other one? Oh, and the Girona. I really highly rate this manager, Michel.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I think I have a feeling that he is going to be the coach, because you have to think about it. Manchester City own Girona, and Omar Barada. Obviously, he worked for Manchester City, so he knows Girona's chief executive director of football really, really well. I think he could be our next manager. I think he could, and it would be a good signing. But I would prefer De Zerbi, because you know what you're going to get out of him. You know what you're going to get out of him.
Nice one, Ben. Appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Can we just track back just a little bit to the number 10 thing? Because it doesn't matter to me whether it's Bruno or Ericsson. You said something about you didn't know where Xerxes ended and like where Bruno started, right? And the biggest issue for me in the attacks is how we cancel ourselves out, sorry. So this is all about instructions. So if you're asking your whole midfield to push up as high as they can, as quick as possible, and your wingers to sit pretty much with their back to goal, watch when we build up. There's no movement. We fill all the spaces with our own players, and then the opposition, they can sit back in really nicely. Watch them. There's always 2 banks. Really simple to defend against. So this isn't an issue of the individual player. This is a tactical instruction. When you talk about players being able to track back or wingers being able to track back, I think actually Garnacho is our most tenacious player there in those areas. Like, he's got fight about him, right? But I don't think he's going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Do you know what? I'd even argue Anthony, because there's a time last season, and I know, and I don't rate Anthony. I don't rate Anthony at all, but I've never seen a man who like plays like, he's literally right. He was literally right beside Dalot last season, so he was at times, But now, I back to the thing. I seriously do think it's like, you could say obviously with the wingers and stuff, but I think one of the biggest failures the Ten Hag did this year was playing number 10. The thing is, when I watched Liverpool and Manchester City, you can the 3 in the midfield push up as a team, so they're in line. It's like basically like the line of defense. They push up together. There's none of this like, okay, Bruno, you could push ahead, and obviously the 2 in the pivot can like obviously sit in line. That's one of the reasons why our midfield was so wide open last season. That's literally the reason why. And you know what? I've said it so many times.
He doesn't
Sorry,
believe in midfield. He doesn't believe in playing
No,
through
he
midfield.
doesn't. He doesn't. But it's worked so many times. And I'll give you a prime example. Anfield last year, we played Amrabat. Who else was it? Casemiro, and I think it was Mason Mount. It was. It was Amrabat.
Yeah, Bruno. Yeah, Bruno was banned.
Bruno was out. Bruno was banned. And you know, even though Liverpool were bopping us around the park, I actually thought we were the better team defensively. We were so compact, so compact. But as soon as Bruno comes back in the team, that compact is completely gone. Garnacho and Rashford are just like the only two wingers that can actually do the defensive duties. I don't agree with Garnacho. I think Garnacho's just he's too tired after like 60 minutes. But I think it's got to be well, Anthony and Ahmad are the two best like defensive wingers. But obviously Anthony's just terrible in like as a footballer. Like Ahmad's obviously the one we have to keep, obviously. So it is what it is. Like, but the next coach, I'm telling you right now, if even if we play a 10 and 2 in the pivot, we're not going to go anywhere. We're just not going to go anywhere. We have to go back to play 4-3-3. Look at Arsenal. Arsenal's a big prime example. Big prime example.
Yeah,
we're not going to go anywhere.
Big up to you, Ben. I appreciate you. I just want to bring in Elite Baller. Go ahead, Elite Baller. Big up.
What's up,
Jarvis,
bro?
by the way.
Yeah, man.
What's up,
nice
bro?
one, Ben. I appreciate you.
Big up.
How you doing, Nuruddin? You good?
Ben, make sure you call again.
Thank you.
Up the Irish. Go ahead, Ben. Go ahead, Elite Baller.
Yeah, man. How you doing? You good?
Yeah, we're good, bro. We're good.
So what's the topic? What, the manager? Yeah, the next manager.
Yeah, who do you want? Who's your first and second choice?
I'm not really interested in any managers that are available right now. The only one I would have taken would have been De Zerbi. So to me, I'm going to go with Ruben Nistelrooy because he actually knows what it's like to be at this club and the expectations. I can already tell that he's got more aura, charisma, personality, and people skills than Ten Hag will ever have. I reckon the relationships he'll build with the team will show. And you will see, like traditionally you see a new manager bounce. I'm sure you will definitely see it with him. So he would be my first choice, and I think the whole point of him being there is because he is the plan B if Ten Hag couldn't get to that next level, which it looks like he can't right now, bro.
Okay. So Ruud, would he have Ruud till the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, right? If we do not win the game tomorrow. That will be 2 losses in the Europa League.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. My bad. Yeah. If we don't win that, then the pressure is going to be massive. And if he survives and we lose against Villa, then I'm sure he's gone because we can't keep going like this. We need to take action before it gets too late, and we've got nothing to play for the rest of the season.
Okay, big up, bro. Appreciate you.
No worries, bro.
Big up, but. So in the long term, who's your long term coach that you want at Manchester United?
Like I said, I would have taken De Zerbi, man, but I think that ship has sailed now. I think
he's got a project. It was too late, too late, man. He's got a project already.
Yeah, exactly. And so there really isn't any manager out there that I want. I mean, the guy from Sporting, is it Sporting Lisbon? Yeah, I wouldn't mind him. Obviously, Portuguese football is very technical, so it means he'll get us to play good football, passing it well. But then apart from that, it would be Zidane. But Zidane is just a pipe dream that it doesn't seem like he's interested, even though he's been out of work for a long time now.
Okay, big up. Appreciate you, Elite Baller.
No worries.
Thank you.
Why isn't Carrick being mentioned as an interim?
Because he's at Middlesbrough, isn't he? So I don't know why would he leave his job.
Okay, Nuruddin is gone. So it's finally time for Jarvis. So guys, how are you doing? Let's make a real good show of this. No, he will be back.
Just to add one more point to the Carrick thing as well, isn't he all like last year? He pushed pretty high to get into like he almost made brought them up from the championship to the Premier League with Middlesbrough. So it would probably be better for him to just stay there now than to make that jump. Better for him to at least establish that and establish a style of play and show that he's proven it with a team before he makes that big jump to the Premier League.
No, I wasn't even talking as an interim manager to come in. Whether that would be something that he
They always do it from within, though, don't they? They never get into it, other than Ranieri. They got Ranieri in for a bit, but that was because they promised him that he was going to be a director of football or some BS.
that he's the worst manager.
Yeah, but they have basically, like they hire from within. So yeah, big update. So who did you want, Dave?
Me? I personally, I mean, the De Zerbi ship has sailed. I was with you. I wanted someone that was on the pitch. I would have sacrificed all transfers in exchange for a style of play. But given that, I say go for either Inzaghi or Michel. Those are the two managers I've seen multiple games. I like their style of play. I've seen what they've done with players. I can't speak on anyone else, but Inter's basically, they're broke. We could go to them. We can slap down the money, even as broke as we are. We've got more money than Inter that we could throw down at them. And we definitely have the pull that we could get someone like a Michel to come in. I want those sort of managers to come in, actually establish a style of play, kick these bums like Bruno, like Rashford, Shaw, kick them to the curb. Even if we have to tear up the contracts and pay them off like the way that Edu did over at Arsenal, just get them out, get a competent team going so that way we can move forward in the right direction and actually get something going forward, not being a laughing stock every weekend.
Yeah, 100% agreed. We need to. I think he should have. For me personally, yeah, Bruno, Rashford should have gone. Me personally, Bruno should have been sold, and Ten Hag should have left, and we should have had a new start, new regime taking control of football. All three of those people should have been out of the football club. Me personally, big up to you. Appreciate you.
I do have a question, though. Just out of curiosity, since you've probably watched football longer than I have, since I just got exposed to it when I was a little kid back when Sky Sports was a very rare thing in the US, but has there ever been a number 10 as ill-disciplined and just brain dead as Bruno? Because I honestly cannot think of my near 35 years on this earth that I've seen any player come anywhere close to making such brain dead moves. And the fact that manager after manager continues to play him, it baffles me. You never see this happen in any other club, regardless of whether it's at Real Madrid or some team that's just been promoted to that first division. If someone's doing that, 9 times out of 10, they're hooked at halftime for being in that position, like ill-disciplined.
Yeah. No, for me, the biggest thing is Bruno's got like freedom to Manchester United Football Club. He dictates how long he plays. He plays every game. And when he gets subbed up, he starts smiling and smiling and laughing at the camera. And he's supposed to be the captain of Manchester United. I'm not blaming him for everything because I think that's unfair. Because our fan base, because of our frustrations in the last 12 years, we've always loved the scapegoat and we always love a savior. So we always think somebody's going to save us. And then we always think it's one person's to blame, where it's actually a combination of things. The truth is, regardless how passionate we feel about certain somebody, it's a combination of things. And at the end of the day, there's a manager there. Bruno doesn't put himself on the pitch. He doesn't give himself the captaincy. Rashford doesn't put himself on the football pitch. For those actions, people need to pay for it. But I just want to get to Sua quickly, and then we're going to close it out for the night. So big up to you. Thank you so much for the question. And definitely call again, David.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Big up to where are you in the US, by the way? Are you in the US or Canada?
I am in the U.S. I'm right near the nation's capital, aka where all the sloth and the brilliant minds that make our brilliant foreign policy. If you can't catch the sarcasm, come up with.
So you're basically in the heart of what we call the industrial military complex, yeah?
Oh, there's plenty of that here. Northern Virginia, like the Maryland surrounding area, you'll see a bunch of like Boeings.
I'm hearing some of the biggest houses you'll ever see.
No. Trust me, I work in real estate. I can 100% guarantee that it is ridiculous and disgusting if you compare it to other places in the continental U.S.
Yeah, big up to you, man. Appreciate it, Dave. Call again. Take care.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
Nice one. Right, we're going to go to Sweet. Let me get this name right. Setswear?
Yeah, say swear, yeah.
swear. Sorry. Big up. Is
Thanks,
that your real
Nuruddin.
name? Or is that a nickname?
No, it's not. It's not. Half
It's
of
an
my name
internet
anyway.
name. It's an internet name.
Yeah,
Big up to you.
exactly. I'm not brave
Listen, the
like you. I
question,
can't put my name on it.
listen, the question is simple before I bring in, before I end the show. You're the last caller, actually. We're going to keep this group
All
to
right.
talk about Manchester United, bring Jarvis in and everybody else in. So
All right.
you have who do you want as manager? Who's your first choice, second choice? And yeah, any other comments you want to make? Go ahead.
Ten Hag's my first choice. You know.
Big up. Appreciate that.
Look.
I like that. I like that. Go ahead. Make the case.
The thing is,
I'm gonna mute
come on,
myself.
I wanted to come on because you know everyone's against Ten Hag, yeah, and I wanted
Not
to get
everyone.
some.
There's somebody
I want
called
to get some
Jarvis
information.
here. There's somebody
I want to
called
get some.
Jarvis here. You think?
Let me ask everyone a question. Right? Okay. Okay. Let's say hypothetical. We fire Ten Hag. Yeah. Let's get anyone. Anyone. And anyone you want. Yeah. How long do they have? Yeah. Until they're under pressure like Ten Hag is now. Two seasons.
So let me give you the question. For me personally, I can tell you whether it's going to work after 6-7 months, because within 6-7 months you should see a style of play. Now, some people want it after 3 months. For me, the biggest thing is this: the reason why I'm Erik ten Hag out is that Erik ten Hag showed me what he can do last season towards the end of the season, and I told everybody that when we're playing this basketballification of football, and it's nothing to do with injuries. And in the last 4 or 5 games, he changed it. Whether we played mid-block, low block, or high press, Manchester United are compact. We're compact as a team. And he showed me that, and he played like that, actually, mid to low block against Man City in the cup final, and he won the game. So,
yeah,
on a whole, Erik ten Hag has already shown me that he can do. Now, in the first 4 or 5 months, he showed me that he can keep Manchester United can be intense, can be aggressive, can be like when the ball comes in certain areas, we can set traps. But when we look to attack, we play more on a counter. So
let me ask a follow up.
So I'll say,
4 months. You say 3 months, sorry.
Yeah, for some people it's 3 months. For some people it's 4 months. For some people it's 7 months. But after 7 months, me personally, I'll be able to see what's going on. Go ahead.
Okay, so the follow up is let's say 3 months, right? First, you said you want to see a style of play.
6 months. No, 6 months for me.
6. Okay, 6 months. Okay, first of all, you want to see a style of play, right? Okay, let's say this person comes in, they do low block counter attack football, right? Yeah, is that acceptable?
No, it's not acceptable. No, it's not.
Okay, right. So the manager you want has to try and play a progressive style of football, which Ten Hag is trying to do now. Right? Would you agree he's trying to do one now?
Can I just explain?
No. What he's trying to do is actually one of the worst tactics of any manager I've ever seen in my life, where he's literally demanding. So he misprofiles players. He doesn't want to play through midfield, and what then he does is that he's asking the players to be 100% perfect in every sequence of play.
Okay,
and 100% fit.
Okay, I'm going to translate what you said, right? Because there's another perspective of what you just said. You just claimed that the players are not good enough to do what he wants.
No, I didn't claim that. I saw the players, even when they were injured last season, I saw the players when he asked them to play more compact, whether Manchester United were pressing up the pitch, whether we were doing a mid-block. I saw the players and everybody being closer together. And I saw it for 5 games towards the end of the season.
All right. Which is easier?
The videos are on his channel. After every match reaction, I kept saying, wow, we play more
that's fine. I understand. I agree.
Some games we
but
lost.
Nuruddin, what's easier to do? Set up in a low compact block or play higher pressing progressive football? Which is more difficult? Which one? Which style?
So I'll say it again, because all football teams in different stages of the game, whether they start the game with a high press, whether they go to mid-block, depending on the score, the story of the game, what's happened in the game. Some teams then will drop back into low block and then play, because counter-attacking it's not a style of football. It's a tactic in terms of where you are in the game. And some of the best football teams, some of the most attacking football teams in world football have utilized the counter-attack as a tactic. right? People
Okay.
think counter-attack is a style of play. No, low block is a style where you coach your team to make sure that you don't concede a goal first, right? And
Okay.
then going up the pitch slowly to go and then maybe get crosses in or whatever you want to play. But counter-attack, all the greatest teams in the history of football who have won big trophies, who have attacked, who are known as attacking teams, have always utilized counter-attacking as part of it. But what I want Manchester United to be, right, to play modern way, now that I think we've got players that can play, a lot of the signings that we've made this season can play that modern way. I want 4-3-3, me personally, 4-3-3, three midfielders, fuck number 10, right? Fuck number 10, me personally. 4-3-3, yes, one midfielder to be a bit more advanced than the others. And I want control of the midfield. I want to play compact. So whatever we're doing, whether we are mid-block or high press, I need compact. I don't want to have massive gaps. Manchester United has the 12, let me tell you, the 12 largest pitch in the Premier League. 12.
Right.
And when I go to Old Trafford, it makes it look like humongous football pitch. Because of Eric Ten Hag, the distance between our players, even with De Ligt against Spurs and with Martinez, you saw in the second half, Casemiro pressing high up the pitch in the second half towards 60-70 minutes, and then the distance between him and Ugarte was 30 yards. Big up to you, Lolo.
Okay.
We'll come to you in a minute. So, and then the distance between Ugarte, so he pressed, Casemiro pressed high. Ugarte, the distance between them was about 30 yards. The distance between Ugarte and our two centre-backs was 40 yards. Now, nobody in world football, I've watched enough football in my lifetime to last 3-4 lifetimes. Nobody can tell me that is compact. It is kamikaze football. It's basketballification football, and I can't have it.
Yeah,
Against Southampton, we saw style football. After 30 minutes, we saw United take control. After Crystal Palace, for 60 minutes, we controlled it. Then he bought the Roadrunners, took up the guys who were holding the ball. And all of a sudden, the guy is confused. One of my friends, Musa, said it on the Man Them Talks at ATV, said, the manager's concussed, and I stayed with that. He is confused. But go ahead.
No, it's not. I don't think he's confused. I think what he's doing is quite logical.
Okay, so I'm going to make your case. Don't ask any questions. Make your case for Ten Hag.
For me?
Make your case for him, yeah.
The case is any manager that comes in is going to take a significant amount of time to get the team to wherever we want them to be. All right, it's not going to be 2 seasons that you're going to suddenly that we're going to challenge for the title. It's never going to be like that.
I think you misunderstand me. I swear, listen, I don't know if you watch this channel. I have never in my entire life said a manager needs to come in and make Manchester United challenging. I always say, my thing is this. Manchester United need to crawl. We need to crawl before we can walk, and then we can sprint. So I want a modern style coach so that I want to see the team, what they're working on the pitch. I saw it with Ange as soon as he got to Spurs. I saw it with who else did I say in the Premier League this season?
Let's bring in
I swear to you. Hans Flick already at Barcelona. I see it already. What he's
I don't mind. It's fine. They're not going to win anything. These guys are not going to win nothing. The point is,
listen, I don't.
No. 1 minute. I want Ange in. I want us to bring in Ange, please. So he's going to crash. He's going to burn.
No. You just made a statement. And I'm explaining to you.
Okay, go. Sorry, my mistake.
Instant impact is Brighton managers come in already instant impact. He's not even just had pre-season.
They're not gonna do nothing anyway.
No. Forget. I'm not asking about what they fucking win. I'm saying to you, they have a clear identity. I want the coach to lay down the fundamentals of Manchester United. Lay down, and he might not be the guy to take us to winning a title.
Nuruddin.
I don't think it might be. So I'll let you finish. Some of the statements you're making is wild. Because nobody on this channel has ever said you need a manager to come in and win a league.
Okay, I'll take that back. I'm not saying. I didn't say you said that, but
Nobody
okay, that's
said
fine.
that.
Nuruddin,
Nobody.
stop. Wait a second. Wait.
Nobody's arguing that. Don't fucking
Nuruddin,
say that, bro.
Nuruddin.
Don't say that.
Uh,
Nobody's
Nuruddin, wait,
arguing that.
let me explain.
let
what I'm
Indiana
saying
go.
here,
Let
and
Indiana go.
I said this yesterday. When I hear things like this, it's as if I've taken you my
Acid.
phone,
Oh,
and
okay.
I've got evidence of your wife cheating on you, and you're going,
Mhm.
nah, that's not true. I trust her. I love her. And then you find out she's pregnant with someone else's baby, and you're like, nah, it's not true. It's mine. It's mine. It's my baby. That's what's happening.
I
And
reject
there's
this
so
analogy.
much denial about what's going. No, because actually things are different, and we're not looking at the same thing here. Nobody's
Yeah, but-
talking about a manager coming in and winning anything.
Okay,
And
so what's he
nobody's
gonna do? Really, he's gonna try to make them play, right? But I'm saying that the players are not good enough. Yeah, you guys have said it as well. The players are not good enough to play a high level of football. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah?
Nobody said that.
Yeah, but
Nobody's
you're telling-
actually said that.
Indiana, you
Everyone- in
said
fact, people said
he's
the
asking them
opposite.
to do things they can't do, right?
Exactly.
He's asking
the
players, right?
instructions that he's giving them on the pitch. By the way, it's
Right.
criminal.
Okay.
Criminal. Do you know how hard you have to work in that midfield? We could have N'Golo Kante and Mo Farah in that pitch, and they'd be fucked within 2 games.
No, but it's about if you keep the ball or not. Yeah, it's as simple as that.
No. Nobody keeps the ball all of the time.
Yeah. Well.
Nobody keeps the ball all of the time. You're
Well,
going to lose the ball. And then
Indiana,
okay,
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna lose
put
the ball.
shot. Indiana,
when you lose the
Indiana,
ball,
I'm gonna
Okay.
especially in the
Let's
build,
talk about. Wait.
when you're
Let's talk about the
under
Spurs
all of
match.
the midfield, right?
Let's talk about Spurs match. Yeah. Let's talk about Spurs match, right? Wait.
Indiana
Let's talk.
wants
Let's
to
talk.
speak. Listen, I've got another caller
Let's
here
talk.
who's waiting, be patient. So I swear, I'm gonna move,
mad.
make the most.
Wait, one more
outlandish
point. One more
whatever
point.
you want, right?
One more
Trigger me
point.
whatever you want.
I'm not trying to trigger you. I
I
said
want
to
you
you.
to make the listen. I want you to make the case why Eric Ten Hag should stay as manager of Manchester United. Go ahead. You can say whatever you want. Go ahead.
Okay, because it's clearly is a process. Everyone now has agreed that any manager that comes in is going to go through a process. Yeah. Right. Thank you for conceding this point. All right. Ten Hag is going in through the process. He has a mishmash of players. You guys are calling out players, right, for not being good enough. Bruno, Rashford, these guys, and yet you
Wait, what
expect the
mismatch
manager.
players? Stop, hold up.
Wait,
Track back, go
well,
back. What
he does
mismatch
have
players?
Indiana, I've got another
Bruno,
caller. Listen, you gotta let him
Bruno,
go.
Garnacho.
He's making
Yeah,
sense.
let me put. We get.
No,
You
what's a
go.
mismatch?
The manager's the one who keeps picking Bruno regardless of how shit he's been all season, bro. So it is his
Yeah,
fault, right?
but I can explain. I can explain why he's picking. Yeah.
Please do not interrupt him.
But
Let him make
let me
the
just
case.
say. Let me just say, and then you can move on to everyone else, right? Okay. What the fuck was I saying now? Bloody hell.
It was a process.
Yeah, right. Okay. First, everyone conceded that any manager that comes in is going to go through a process. Number one. Number two, everyone's conceded that there are a lot of players there that are overrated. They can't play a high level of football. Right. That's two. Right. Therefore, any manager you bring in anyway is going to go through a process. My working theory now is whoever you bring in, right? You need to give them at least 3 seasons, or basically 3 to 5 seasons to do what they need to do. You wanna do this whole Chelsea model or something like that? No, that's not gonna happen. This is a unique situation. We're a unique club. Yeah, we can't just sell players willy nilly. If you want to sell Bruno, what are you gonna get from him? You're gonna sell Rashford. What are you gonna get from him? You're not gonna get 100 mils as everyone thinks, right? To replace these players is gonna be difficult. It's not easy. Simple as that, right? So why you stay with Ten Hag is he's buying players, as you said. You said he's brought Ten Hag. Billy. He's bought Mazraoui. You like these kind of guys. These guys are ballers. They play this kind of pass and move, tiki-taki football, right? You like them, no? Cool. Right? You like them. He brings them in, and then you say, fuck off. He's not complete. He's playing with these shit guys, Rashford, Bruno, Garnacho. I don't rate these guys. Yeah? Their style of football is not conducive to a high level of football. That's what I don't care what anyone has to say. They're transition ballers. When there's space, they can play well. When there's no space, they struggle. Simple as that. You said it, Nuruddin. Crystal Palace.
Why is he cancelling out their space? Explain that. Why
He's not
is he asking the whole midfield to push up really quickly as fast as possible and then cancel out all the attacking space that we have, allowing the opposition to sit back in 2 banks? Why would he be doing that?
Okay, first of all, we're talking about counter pressing.
No, I need to understand why he would be picking these players that you say are transition footballers and then
Yeah.
asking them, giving them instructions to cancel out their own space to attack in. Please.
Because he needs to show everyone that they're crap at the end of the day, right?
Okay, let's move
What's-
on. Let's move on.
What's the point of protecting the player? You want to protect the player, right? This is what's going to happen. You protect the player. You play a style that suits them, but that style is shit. Yeah? It's not going to get you a title. You play that way. Yeah, we don't get a title. Everyone says, "Why can't we play progressive football?" You try play it. This happens. This happens. You say the manager's shit. You can't coach him properly. You bring in a new manager. He does low block for a bit. Then he says, "Okay, I'm going to start attacking." Players are shit again. It's the same cycle. If you want to go through this cycle, fine. Bring in Ange. Bring in Ange.
You had more time
Bring
than
him in.
anybody else. Big
No
up
problem.
to you.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Nuruddin. Yeah.
you're
Sorry that
welcome.
I came in and dropped bombs. Yeah. I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm just,
No, you're
that's
not.
my
No,
opinion.
You drop bombs.
Just know
man.
That's
that
You
fine.
drop them right
nobody
your
in
own
this channel
team.
ever said
I dropped the big.
league, by the way. Nobody's
No, but I'm not
demanding.
saying you did. I'm not saying you did,
Schoolboy
but
error,
that's
the
the
biggest
expectation.
schoolboy error. Yeah, nobody's asking. Nobody.
Yeah, but
Understand
that's
that we
fine. No
have to grow,
problem.
we need to
Thank you
grow
for the
and
platform.
discipline. Yeah, big up to you though. Calling again, definitely. Right, go ahead. Lower class Brum. Big up to you. I call you Brum, not lower class. Not lower.
Nah, lower class is a badge of honor, bro. It's a badge of honor. That's how you got to wear it.
Yeah.
But
big up. Who's
joking
working
aside,
class? Working class. If you mean by working class and working class.
well, lower class, working class, the elites think we're all the same anyway, bro. So it makes no difference, innit? But on the Man U thing, Man United, over the course of a 100-year history, have only been good under two different managers. One of them, unfortunately, died in a plane crash. The other one was obviously Sir Alex Ferguson, which is why 90% of your fans support your club. The problem you're going to have is...
He survived, by the way. He survived the plane crash. He nearly died.
Ah,
Once he survived, and then he
that's
came
fair.
back.
No, fair. But obviously the team, Duncan Edwards and a lot of the legends that unfortunately lost their life that day were unbelievable footballers who could have been anything, to be honest. But in terms of management, genuinely, looking at that statistic...
Who do you support?
It's one of them. I don't... I mean, I'm a Villa man at heart, but it's not the same as it used to be.
Yeah, you're doing amazing at the moment. Big up to Villa. Up the Villa, mate.
Yeah, but it's not like it was, mate. It's overpriced. We got this prawn sandwich brigade there now. It's not what it used to be down there. But in terms of Man United, like I say, with the management, it's going to make no difference because the squad is absolute garbage. Genuinely, the squad is a mid-table squad. All of the players you lot think are decent, even the Kobe Mainus and these types, I'm not buying it, really. Not really. I think some of obviously the Rashford, Bruno, Shaw, Maguire types, these are just a joke at this point. The fact they're getting paid 6 figures a week, it just shows how stupid football is, to be honest. But how you get a manager to fix all that, you literally have to wait for contracts to run down. You're going to be waiting 3 or 4 years. So the question is, what do you do in the meantime to keep success? Weirdly, this Ten Hag, bro, he's awkwardly bad at his job, but them cup runs that you have, where the team seems to play random basketball matches against better teams and still win, really shows that he's kind of outperforming what he should be doing. Because to win 2 cups in 2 years, considering Villa haven't won one since I was about 6, kind of shows you how hard it is to actually win trophies consistently. So I think it's a be careful what you wish for thing, because if you get rid of him, you might end up with Gareth Southgate, you might end up with Nistelrooy, but what's the guarantee it's any better than what it is now? That's my kind of thoughts on it generally.
Listen, Brum, that's a fair point. Thanks for ringing, bro. And yeah, Villa are doing well, man. Enjoy your team. I remember when you beat us actually with it was your manager was Ron Atkinson. You beat us.
Yeah, 1994 that was Coca-Cola Cup, I think.
Yeah, I was a wee nipper. Nice one.
Yeah, Dean Saunders at the double, Big Dalian, R.I.P. as well, Big Dalian Atkinson.
Oh, Daly, what a player! Player.
It's disgusting.
Never forget a goal that he scored where he chipped the keeper.
Yeah, Wimbledon, I think that was, bro. I think, from what I remember.
What a player, man.
Disgusting, man, honestly. And 96 as well, we won that League Cup against Leeds. But like I say, man, what do you think? Are you genuinely thinking that you change Ten Hag and anything improves, or do you just think you'll finish 7th, 8th?
No, Manchester United need to put an interim until the end of the season and go and find a coach that they believe. I want a training ground coach. I'm not asking to win a league. I'm not asking to even win a trophy. I'm asking for a coach to bring the fundamentals of modern football to a team, and then maybe go for a big name manager who can galvanize the players to take us over the line. But big up to you, though. I appreciate you. Nice one, bro.
Yeah, man.
Big up to you. Love your politics. Listen, Matt, you are the last. Quickly, please, quickly.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to jump in. I'm not even a United fan, but the Villa fan.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just wanted to speak on, since you all are dealing with a phase where you want your manager out. I think that's something.
Who do you support? Arsenal.
I support Arsenal. Yeah.
Okay. Good night.
Yeah,
Good
so-
one tonight. Big up.
Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, I just wanted to say one of the things that they used to promote when Arsenal first started their project was Mikel Arteta is going to have a style of play, or the players are going to go through losses, but at least there's a style of play and a style of play. And I'd say it's a team that's in this phase 5 or phase 4, what you all are looking forward to, it just seems like get rid of the manager. Like there's phases where we're watching Arsenal play and it's like, we could have just had Diego Simeone or Carlo Ancelotti. It's one of those things that's also being seen because a lot of people complain Martinelli isn't doing well, this player isn't doing well. And a lot of those issues could be solved by just engaging in competition, which is a philosophy of someone like Conte, and continuing competition throughout the squad and just helping them perform better. One thing I'd say Arsenal lacked throughout their phases, a lot of the players weren't challenged to be better. They were given this spot and told for the next 3 years, you have time to improve. And yeah.
Yeah, big up. Listen, at the end of the day, you got problems. In every football club's got problems, but I'd rather be in your position at this moment. But big up to you. I appreciate you calling in, man.
Yeah.
Love.
For
Take care, man.
Yeah.
Nice one. Right. Okay. Jarvis, talk to me. Have you changed your mind? Have you watched the game again? What have you thought? And then we'll bring in our brother, Mulwani.
I watched the game. Yeah, I did. But you know, it wasn't too much positive to get from the game. But in a way, I think there's a lot of toxicity in the fan base at the moment. I think we are starting to hate on Ten Hag. A lot of people would rather see Ten Hag fail than see Man United win, and I think the fan base has done is doing the wrong thing. You know, we should back our team, we should back our players, and all in all, we should also back our manager, even though we don't like him at the moment. But things can improve or it can get worse. But the only thing we can do, you know, is to support the club, at least not celebrate when and hoping some of our players will get injured and hoping that Ten Hag will fall on his ass and stuff like that. I think the rhetoric of the fan base now is just getting too toxic. You know, it's not how a football club should be run. And we as fans should focus on Man United, you know, and not focus on hating on the Ten Hag inners or hating on Ten Hag or whatever. So for me, you know, I don't like to talk about this manager in, manager out thing. I like to discuss ideas. I like to discuss what we can do to improve, not what went wrong, because this is how I see football. I mean, I'm a leader myself. I run my own team. This is not how you run a team and pointing out what's wrong. You're always thinking forward, and this is who I am as a human. So when we have these discussions about Ten Hag, in or out, I would rather try to see positives. I would rather try to see what we can improve, how we can do it. And when I saw the game against the Spurs, going back to that, I see the things we are trying to do. We are trying to play ourselves out from the back, under pressure, so we can beat the first line of press. And usually when we play against high pressing teams like Spurs, like Aston Villa, it gives us a huge advantage. And Ten Hag tried this. We didn't have the abilities to do it because we were too sloppy. We couldn't put more than 3 passes together because Spurs' press play was really good. But we tried. We tried playing on our own 18-yard box line, played over the first press. We came as long as into the midfield, but then the pass was too sloppy and we lost the ball, and the second wave came. So it happened again and again. But this is what we are trying to do. So I clearly see a style of play what Ten Hag is thinking. And it's not a stupid idea trying that with a high pressing team, to play out of the press, to get over the first 5 or 6 men who are pressing you, and then you have an open goal with the big midfield open and 4 defenders, maybe 3 defenders. So in a way, I see his ideas. What went really wrong was sometimes we had the chance. I think we have one player who's really greedy because he tries the hero ball instead of playing with the team. We have seen teams do this against us. When they receive the ball, there's a big open gap. But if you play it away to the striker, you don't utilize the advantage of the open gap. But if you run with the ball, you have a huge advantage, because when you run, you can get other players with you. You can get players in position. When we have Bruno and he comes with that opportunity with the open gap, you know what Bruno does? He tries on the first chance to hit it long on Rashford or Garnacho, and it ends up us losing the ball. So in a way, a lot of things that happened that went wrong in the first half was on Bruno. Decision making. I don't know why Ten Hag can't figure it out, if Bruno is uncoachable in a way or not. But Ten Hag clearly should have addressed this. Second of all is our press play. We press with in a 4-4-2. Usually our wingers are a little bit higher, so we have a press line of 4. But we try to press with the 2 in front with Bruno and Xerxes. And when they press, they want to cut out the opposition in half, so we can press them on one side. We did it a lot of the time, but the rest of the players, especially Rashford, he doesn't see the trigger points. Let's say if the 2 center backs passes in between them and they suddenly pass to the goalkeeper, Bruno comes in from one side and cuts off the one defender. So the goalkeeper and the second center back is alone. Then that's a trigger point. Then you have to wake up and say, now it's a time. Everybody push up. You can see some of the players are pushing up. Bruno is pushing up. Xerxes is pushing up. Garnacho is pushing up. I would say Kobe Mainoo tries to push up, but for example, Rashford doesn't get the trigger point. He stands there. He waits for 2 seconds and then he starts to press, but it's too late. So we have a couple of players that not understanding what Ten Hag is trying to do. So for me, that's a really big problem. Why not, Ten Hag is not addressing it, I can't tell you. We can sit there and hate on Ten Hag, but that's the problem in our team at the moment, as I see it from a tactical point of view. So for me, I was, as I said, I'm not hating on players, but when I heard that Bruno was going to be suspended for 3 games, it made me a little bit happy, because I wanted to see this team in a consistent run of games without him, just to see if I'm wrong or not in my assessment. But we won't see it now. So good luck to Bruno, and I hope he can improve, but I don't think so. So Ten Hag will go down because of Bruno and Rashford. That's my statement. He's trying to force him into his style.
Yeah, big up to you, Jarvis. Made your thing. The only thing to defend the fans have to see something to back. And when there's nothing to back and you keep picking the wrong players who are bringing you down, that's on Erik ten Hag and nobody else, not on the fans. The fans actually clapped them off the pitch. Majority, the fans that were in the stadium clapped them off the pitch towards the end. So it's Milani, you waited patiently. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, good evening, everybody. It's been a while.
Yeah. Are you on the road as we speak? Are you on the road?
Yes, I'm on the road. I found a parking lot somewhere because I have so much to say, but I'll try to keep it as simple, as short as possible. All right. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Can you hear me? Okay. So, Jarvis, I have a couple of questions, right? You said you can see.
Listen, don't have the questions yet.
Okay.
What you think first? What you think?
Okay.
You watch the Spurs game. What you thought about the Liverpool game? When we come up against decent teams, what happens to us? When we come up against decent outfits, what happens to Erik ten Hag and his tactics?
All right. Jarvis said that he can see. He can see.
Backing the manager as well, thinking that it's not the manager.
Yeah. I will back him for sure. So Jarvis said he can see what Ten Hag is doing, right? These players spend the time with him week in, week out in training. They cannot see what he's doing. They cannot learn what he's doing. So my question is, what is going on? Normally, what we see on the pitch in terms of execution is supposed to be the result of what they've learned week in, week out in training for the past 3 years. But Jarvis, you seeing what he's doing, but the players that are close to him cannot see what he's doing. That's a problem. In life, a lot of situations that's happening with this team can be applied to us in real life. There is something called accountability. When I was a manager, they told us something. They say, I was a manager for a food establishment at one point. They told us managers don't make excuses, right? They make adjustments. In 3 years, what kind of adjustment did Ten Hag make? We don't see the adjustment. All right. That's one. Now, when you are a manager, you fail to make adjustment over a long period. That translates into incompetence. And the way to hold somebody accountable for incompetence is you fire them. It's just real life. There's nothing to do with toxicity. It has to do with standards. Okay, Ten Hag is responsible for every single metric. He have the full control of this team. He picked the personnel, so we cannot even blame one player. We cannot say, "Oh, Bruno, the way Bruno is playing." No, Ten Hag have the choice. He can put Kobe in the 10. Bruno can be on the bench. The fact that Bruno is captain today have nothing to do with Ineos. Ten Hag have control over that. That's one. Now let's go back to the game, right? I guess if I'm saying something wrong, Jarvis, Nuruddin, you can correct me. When I watched the Tottenham game, we were playing in some kind of 3-3-2 formation. 3 center back, Lisandro, Mazarawi, and Delete. And in front of them, we have Kobe Mino and Ugarte. For once, contrary to the previous game, Ten Hag decided not to invert his fullback. Okay, so if we playing 3-3-2 in front of our defense, we have Ugarte and Kobe Mino. In front of them, we have the 2 wingers, and in front of them, we have Xerxes and Bruno. Let alone Bruno playing as a false 9, right? So Bruno is the starting of he. When I look at Bruno, he start our press, and Xerxes is right behind him. Our wingers open up the field. Okay, now one step back, and what do you see? We have Ugarte and Kobe Mino that are splitting the midfield. My question to you is, if our wingers are hugging the touch lines and Bruno is playing as a striker, who's in the midfield? Because when I watch the game with Crystal Palace, okay, me and you discussed that, Jarvis. Ericsson was playing on the wings and Dalo was inverting. Okay, Dalo couldn't defend. He was not a non-factor in the build-up play. Now against Tottenham, you decide, okay, Dalo is not going to invert. You're going to have 2 defensive midfielders, 2 midfielders, 2 through 6, Ugarte and Kobe Mino. When I watch that game, I don't even watch the game from the standpoint where we got a red card way before the red card. If you watch, how can you have 3 defenders, 2 DM, and that player, the Tottenham, the number 10 of Tottenham, Madison, can drop in the pocket and pick up the ball on a half turn and find Werner on the other side on challenge. Every time he was doing it throughout the whole game. He was dropping in the pocket right in front of, and Ugarte, first of all, Delete was not following him. That's fine. If you decide not to follow, football is a game of, I won't follow him, I'll pass it to the next person, right? Delete is not following him. He dropped into the pocket. Ugarte does not pick him up. Kobe Mino does not pick him up. And it keep happening. And he make his half turn. He changed the field. He find, what's the name? The winger on the other side. And we were lucky that he's not clinical. We're lucky that winger is not clinical, or he would have scored. Maybe you have a hat trick by himself.
Timo Werner.
Timo Werner, He was in acre of space the whole game, and they didn't make adjustment. The reason he was in acre of space is because Garnacho have to hug the touchline, and Mazarawi was playing as a third center back. As a coach, when this happened 1, 2, 3 times, just call the captain on the sideline and make the adjustment you need to make. You know, this is not. It's not. Some of us are tired. Okay, we've watched this forever and we tired. He is single-handedly responsible for the selection of Bruno. Let me tell you something. We all play football. I remember when we used to be kids, one of the things we used to pride ourselves in when we were playing football is when you get past the ball, you don't get called a footballer until you can control the ball and protect it. Put your body between the person who's coming to take it. Once you can achieve that, they call you a footballer. You see, the ability of a midfielder is to receive the ball under pressure and to be able to protect it. Bruno is not a footballer. I promise you that. Second game of Manchester United. First game, I give him the benefit of the second game he played. I look at him and say, yo, this guy, he's not a footballer. Okay, you can say whatever you want. That's my take. The fact that he ended up being captain today. Look, football is geometry. Okay, football is not arithmetic. Yeah, football is not arithmetic. It's geometric. Okay, it's a whole bunch of people playing in a square with triangle passes, and they put angle on the passes. If you think football is arithmetic and you start adding numbers to numbers, GAs to GAs, is still not going to hide the fact that at the end of the day, footballers will prevail. You play football, you win. You have more of the ball, you have control of the situation. Okay, that's my take on that.
Big up to you. I'll go to Indiana. Go ahead, Indiana. Close us out. Big up to everybody who called in tonight, by the way.
I gotta be honest. I disagree slightly on the Bruno stuff, just a little bit, because me and Jordan were talking about this, and the way he plays for Portugal. He can play. Let's not mess around. He can play football at a very high level, and he plays for Portugal, and he does that. So that actually happened. I find it really incredible that people think that a player who can actually pull out those numbers is a byproduct of being a terrible footballer. That's stupid. So, but the rest of it, bang on the money. This guy has been bang on the money. The way we build up, the way our shape through the phases, it stinks. And that's all on Ten Hag. Wingers, bang on about the wingers. Absolutely bang on the money. Bang on the money with the midfield. It's insane. It's actually criminal. It's crazy to expect this in the Premier League week on week. And it doesn't matter who the players are in midfield either. Like you can blame. Remember everyone was blaming Casemiro against Liverpool, and then they blamed Kobe Mainoo, and then they're blaming Eriksen, and then they're blaming Ugarte because he ain't got the legs and he needs to. It's bullshit. These are instructions. And the reason why I know it's instructions, and these players, they're losing confidence in the manager, by the way, is because they're not digging each other out on the football pitch. You don't see these players having arguments with each other. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're out of position. What's going on here? It's instructions. They're doing what they're asked to do. The manager knows this. You know the goals that we concede, especially last season, when we were conceding the same cutback game after game, week after. That's a byproduct of how the manager wants to play. That happens because of how he wants to play football. That's what's happening here. Yeah. So you said something really interesting, Jarvis. You said you're a team leader. What happens when your team loses confidence in your leadership? What happens when your team doesn't believe in the instructions? What's production going to be like? It's going to be poor, right?
Yeah.
And that's what happens. Production becomes poor. Simple minds look at the football pitch and the players and go, this player's the problem. That player's the problem. They get rotated, subbed off, someone else comes in. That player's the problem. That new signing, he's not good enough. That signing's not good enough. I'm telling you, somebody else earlier said a new manager changes nothing. Like, fuck. A new manager changes everything. It changes, and let me tell you why it changes everything. Because you bring a new confidence into the club. All of these players, they get up for it and they want to fight for positions. That's new manager bounce is a thing. It's actually real. It happens. So I think these players are actually losing a lot of confidence, especially players like, I said it to you earlier, Noradin. I'm watching the Liverpool game, and before halftime, I'm looking at Casemiro, and he is just being swallowed up. You can see it in his face. All of a sudden, it's like his touch is poor, his passing's poor, and you can see it in him. He's like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do with this?" Honestly, he got completely swallowed up by Liverpool, and they weren't even great. They weren't even out of second gear. I'm telling you. This isn't going to change because this manager is stubborn and arrogant. And
exactly that thing you said about Casemiro will happen to Ugarte because it's a system. If you don't play a double pivot, there's no foundation, there's no solidity, and you allow Bruno to do whatever he wants. Some of the time, he's the furthest player forward. So we're playing with just two in midfield against big teams like Spurs and Liverpool. It's just ridiculous, man.
Go ahead, elite baller. Make your comments, bro. And then we go around and then that's it, we'll end it. But go ahead. Make your call.
I'm just saying, when was the last time anyone could ever predict a Ten Hag lineup? We can never do it. There's always stupid surprises, right? We've got only one striker. He never plays. So what we're forced to do is play Xerxes, who isn't the centre forward, up front. And then he gets criticised because he isn't putting the ball in the back of the net. Play him behind Højlund. Take Bruno out. He doesn't deserve to play every game. He's been atrocious all season. The captain is the most important player. If he does not inspire or motivate his team and they have no respect for him, what is the solution? You take him out and then you see what happens. So really, we had a chance to see what would happen if he actually got suspended. But now they appealed it and he's going to play. So literally this guy is going to play every single game. He's never going to get subbed off. That time he got subbed off versus Fulham, it's the first time I've seen him been subbed off in God knows how many times.
Brighton, it was Brighton away.
Yeah, Brighton, exactly, bro. It just never happens. And Sir Alex would not do that, right? It doesn't matter who the player is. If they do not perform, they get put on the bench, right? They get a boot thrown, kicked in their face, whatever. It doesn't matter. The team is more important than any one individual player. And it doesn't matter if it's a captain. He's let us down all season. He doesn't deserve to start every game, but yet Ten Hag persists with him. God knows why. Sometimes I think Ten Hag wants to get sacked so he gets the money and pisses off, because I do not understand the logic of what he's doing anymore. I don't. I gave him a fair chance. The last two games have been absolutely horrendous. It's been embarrassing, and I can't see how he gets. How is he going to do better than he's doing now? He can't do it. I don't even know if he wants to.
The only explanation for playing Bruno, the only explanation, and bear in mind he wanted to keep Scott McTominay because he saved us last season. Scott McTominay saved us last. That's where we are, by the way. Think about that. Just think for a second. Scott McTominay was our best finisher. Think about that. The reason why he's playing Rashford and Bruno's been poor for the last 6 months, really poor, is because there's only a few players that have got the ability to produce something out of nothing. And so he gambles. He's literally gambling. That's where we are. Honestly, he's gambling because he's only got a couple of proven goal scorers. So what happens when Rashford's off it and Bruno's off it? Do you know what happens? We end up 13th in the fucking league. That's what happens.
Yeah, big up. Listen, big up. R.I.P. Matubo as well. Big up to you, Windy. Appreciate you. Listen, last call out of the show tonight. Go ahead, bro. Make it quick. We're gonna end the show.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going, man? It's Kane. Yeah, of course I'm a United fan. I was here on your channel on your first call in when these frauds bought the club. I was here. I was here. I'm always here, you know. So about to Indiana, I like to correct you. Bruno hasn't been poor for 6 months. Bruno Fernandes has been poor for 3 years. It's a difference. Since signing from Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes has not scored 10 non-penalty goals. He's been here 4 years. He hasn't scored 10 non-penalty goals in the league. Bruno Fernandes, right? All his numbers. Who here knows that the last Man United player to register 10 assists in the Premier League is Paul Pogba? Who knew this?
Yeah, we
You
know
appeal
that.
the red.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, he's the last player. Out of every single attacking midfielder in Europe, Bruno Fernandes has the worst pass accuracy, and he's also been dispossessed the most. No Man United player has been dispossessed more times than Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, in 4 years, has been dispossessed 2,577 times.
Jesus, you're obsessed with this guy, aren't you? Wow.
Last season alone, no. Last season, Bruno Fernandes last
How
season.
you know these numbers off your head is a problem, by the way.
Oh, I know this. You want to know why? It's because everyone loves to preach to me about sofa score and stats.
That's
So I
not
go.
me. Nor didn't
Yeah,
tell you.
no.
I'm not that guy. I am not.
No,
the
you're
guy
not.
who
I'm
looks
not.
at
I'm
stats.
just saying it. Bruno Fernandes last season alone has been dispossessed 700 times. The most out of any player in the Premier League top six
He will
midfielder.
But he will be, because that's who he is, and he's like, as a creative player, that's what he does. He gambles and he tries things. That's fine. By the way,
Oh, Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
I'm more than but that's what he does. And by the way, I'm more than happy for him to be sold. I'm not. Norton will tell you.
Oh no,
I'm not one of
I've
those
been
guys who
listening.
falls in love with
I've been
football
listening
and
to
thinks
you.
he's
I
going to
know.
have forever. That's not the point that I would make there.
Yeah,
I just won't hear the stupidity.
Yeah.
Numbers are a byproduct of being a bad footballer. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't compute.
No. Listen, if you listen, there's only a different opinion. That's it. Go ahead, brother. What? Make your other point as
Yeah,
well. Quick.
so with the whole thing that's going on right now at Manchester United, I predicted this is happening, and I'm way past being angry. I'm just laughing at this point.
It's
I'm just laughing at
humiliation.
this point.
I felt really humiliated on Saturday. That's the word that kept coming to mind. It was humiliation, because here's another team, so-called rival. I mean, how are we rivals with Spurs? That's mind-boggling.
Listen,
Like Liverpool,
as far as you need to know, to Manchester United fans, we'll be rivals with West Ham next, based on top
You know what?
rates.
Without Onana, and must be said, I don't rate him. I don't want him at the football club. But without him, it could have been 7 or 6.
You see, my brothers, you can make numbers say what you want the numbers to say. You see how you came out with the numbers that are negative toward Bruno, and he came out with the numbers that are positive toward Bruno. Watch the guy play. When you say there is a player is creative, right? You have to earn the right to be creative with the protection that you have for the ball. I play as a defender. Let me tell you something. We don't want to press somebody who's technically proficient on the ball, because he's going to make us look like a fool. Okay? Bruno is not technically proficient on the ball. He doesn't have a first touch. He cannot protect the ball to save his life. That's why he get rid of it as soon as he have an opportunity. If you want to play in a congested part of the field, in a high pressure team like Manchester United, you have to earn the right to be a creative by being technically proficient. Is now, have you ever seen a player the profile of Bruno playing in the midfield in any team in the world?
No.
Never, because he doesn't exist. It's an anomaly. It's a glitch in the matrix. We think that Bruno is Superman because we think we're special. No, he's not. He's Homelander.
Who said that?
Listen,
I don't think anybody said that.
No, nobody said
people
that.
are so pressed about Bruno. It's
no, because you know why?
Why?
Listen, he just irritates He just irritates fans. I've never known any player to irritate fans like him. And when they watch the game, they can see him giving the ball away. They can see his petulance. They can see the way.
100%. It's the most frustrating thing ever. It's incredibly frustrating. But bear in mind, I just like you to all hear this. My all-time favorite player to watch ever, and I grew up like idolizing the guy, was Totti. So don't get it confused. Like I understand what a good number 10 is. Totti was my idol as a kid growing up. I love that guy. Like, and Bruno is not
He was
Totti.
so technically superior.
Did you hear me? I'm just like
Okay.
I just like to understand why all these managers love him. What is it that every manager loves about Bruno Fernandes?
Because he can
What do you
run.
mean?
He
Wait,
can run.
Don't get me wrong. I said Ten
question.
Hag's playing them for
When you
legs, bro.
say managers, you have to specify because I've known Bruno
Okay, the
Fernandes since
managers that he
2013.
played
The
under, so
Udinese manager hated him. The
specify.
Sampdoria manager hated him, and Jorge Jesus from Sporting Lisbon called him a daft jackass. So Sporting manager hated him. Udinese manager hated him, and Sampdoria manager hated him. The only manager that really likes Bruno Fernandes is Oli and Ten Hag.
You know why?
Every other
Because they
manager
were.
before this guy
You know
hated
why?
him.
You know why?
play for
Because they were
Portugal?
desperate. They were desperate. Only desperate managers
Well,
like him
to be
because
fair,
he saved their fucking job.
Listen, to be fair, we're going to have to be objective. We were dead as a team. We didn't have any midfielders. We had injuries. He came in, scored the penalty. He gave us a lift. He was the player that came into the club. But I think that lift was for 8 months,
We
maybe
wanted
to a
Maddison.
season.
We should have got
And then after
Maddison, by
that,
the way.
to me, we started to notice the symptoms. And actually, the manager that you mentioned from Sporting Lisbon said, I remember the article, I was showing it, and I remember me telling Indiana, he said, Bruno has never been a number 10. He's a hybrid attacking 8. That's all he said. He said he's a number
Bruno
8.
Fernandes is a right back. That's where he started off in football. He's a right back. That's what he is.
True. I know that he started off as a right back. I know that. As a youth player, he was a right back.
So my whole thing with him is I've never liked him. Bruno Fernandes came to Man United, and in 4 years he managed to surpass Marouane Fellaini in errors in midfield leading to goals. How did you do that? Errors in our midfield, meaning him losing the ball and us conceding from it. What you guys don't understand is this. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 2 signings in Maguire and Bruno Fernandes has cost us the most points in the Premier League. Harry Maguire is number 1 with 89. Harry Maguire is 11 points away from costing us 100 points in the Premier League. And Bruno Fernandes right now is right behind of him. I think it's what, 71, 72, 72? This is Premier League, mind you. This is me going over games. Bruno costing us games. My main game for Bruno Fernandes is the Crystal Palace game where he passed the ball to Zaha.
Yeah.
My whole situation with this is right now is bad people that should have never been at the club are now at the club and they're continuing to make bad decisions. Norden and me spoke about this when he was like, when Ineos came in, I'm like, yeah, prepare for shit to get worse. Shit's getting worse.
No, Nuruddin, it's getting a little dark here. I'm just gonna conclude quick, and
big up to
I'm
you.
gonna leave on. What I want to say to finish is that for me is we I've seen managers tailor fit their system to play to the strength of their players. I've seen plenty of good players getting swallowed out by a bad system, but I've never seen a good system getting destroyed by a bad player. Do you know why? Because a bad player will not fit in a good system. The manager, the good system without the bad players. That's what happened.
Tell me, Sterling with Pep.
So
Sterling's first 2 seasons with Pep, he was brilliant.
Yep.
A bad player can be good in a good system. That's true.
No. I'm not. If you my question. No, exactly. You say a bad player can be good in a good system, right? But you saying that Sterling is a bad player. I'm not looking at Sterling as a bad player. I'm looking at Sterling have a use in a system. He have attribute that can be used. That's why I'm saying that you can never have a good system be destroyed by a bad player. Sterling was not a bad player. Sterling have his use. It might not be useful in Pep's system. It might not be useful in Maresca's system, but he can play for another team that play on the counter, and he can be good. So what I stick to my word, and that's what I believe. Ten Hag is solely responsible for what is going on. He have 3 years to make adjustment. He did not make adjustment. That now sound like incompetency. That's all.
Yeah, big up to you.
Okay.
Safe drive, man.
Big
Wherever
up.
you are in the world, bro.
Thank you.
Big up. The
Big
man
up,
with the
big up.
facts. You know, they
Good
call
night,
him
guys.
the fat man. They're calling you Statman. Who do you want as the next coach of Manchester United? Quickly before we give it back to Saswell. Go ahead. Who do you want the next manager? Go ahead.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, Almerim. If it's not Almerim, is Hoynes from Stuttgart. If not Hoynes from Stuttgart or Almerim, I'd go for the manager for Olympic Lyon.
Okay.
Him even.
Okay.
Northern, I watch a lot of football. I can literally name you 7 managers that I'd prefer at Manchester United over this guy.
Yeah, big up, man. Appreciate you, bro. Let the
Big up,
people
man.
know where they can follow you. Where can they find you?
Oh no, I'm on Flawless's channel on the Yardman podcast. Otherwise from that, I'm always in chat.
That's it. Big up.
I don't do social media. I don't do social media, man.
What's your name, brother? So people know you in the chat. What's the name in the chat?
No, you can call me Kane. Just call me Kane, man. Yeah.
Big up. Big up, brother.
Big up everybody, man.
That's where are you there? Have your last say, bro. I didn't see you at the bottom here quickly. And then we close out.
Yeah, I'm there. Nothing much to say, man. Look, at the end of the day, I want the best for United.
Okay.
I want Ange, because he's going to get us the style of play. And then in about 2 to 5 seasons, we're going to win the league.
Okay. Interesting. I detect the same sarcasm there. Okay.
No, it's not sarcasm. It's genuine. At the end of the day, we can get a new manager. Who gives a fuck? We're not going to win anything anytime soon.
Yeah.
30-year drought, I think. I think 30-year drought is coming, honestly.
I'm asking for a coach that can coach the team to play modern style football. And then even if he doesn't, somebody else comes in and takes that. Like what happened with Harry Potter. The Zerbi came and improved that. Now this other kid is coming and playing that. Because Brighton players are conditioned.
If the Zerbi came to us, let's say if the Zerbi came to us, what do you think is going to happen? These guys can't play for the trust that you're asking these guys to do things they can't do.
I'm by the way, Saswell, that's not true. Because no other manager has had players gone out and players bought in than Ten Hag. No other manager at Manchester, not David Moyes, not Louis van Gaal, not Jose Mourinho, not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's been the most backed manager in terms of players going out, players being bought in. That's a fact. But big up to you, though. Appreciate you. Lower Brom, thank you so much. Keep calling in. Appreciate you. The 2 pence. Jarvis, thank you so much. Indiana is always love. Elite Baller, make sure you check out his channel. Let me just go at this. So Jarvis, Bowley 77. Indiana, go and check out Indiana. The first excite. Are you still doing videos on the channel, bro?
Yeah, we're bringing it back soon.
Yeah, big up. First excite people, and it's at Indiana, IMO. Make sure you go and check out Elite Baller at Elite Baller 2050. And make sure you check out the Elite Baller 2003? On the YouTube channel, Elite Baller. What's the YouTube called?
I've just 2050. Yeah, I've just put in a link, brother. Nuruddin, thank you for the opportunity for all of us to come on, man. It's much appreciated, and it shows that you're willing to listen to a lot of opinions. So bless up for that. Peace to you and Jarvis, and keep it going, bruv. Keep it going.
Yeah, well, big up. We'll have you back on, definitely. Get you for the match reactions and that. Big up to you, bro.
Big up, bro. Peace.
Appreciate you. And then big up to King's here, who's here, man. The Yardman podcast. I want to tune into that. Where's the Yardman podcast on?
It's on Flawless's channel, Sarcasm City TV.
Big up. Big up, man.
Yeah, man. Big up, man.
Who called in tonight, man. Big up to everybody who called in. At the end of the day, we're all just football fans. We agree or disagree. It's all a different opinion. But for me, one thing I never want to feel is being humiliated. And for me, Erik ten Hag alone, no other manager has made me feel humiliated as much as Erik ten Hag. He's lost 25 times. He's lost more than 3 goals. That is incredible. Some of the staff is incredible.
Noidin, you need to do a show on just the records that he's broken.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
it's incredible.
Yeah, I personally believe just getting rid of him and keeping Bruno. I think Rashford needs to go because it's just gone wrong. It's like it's gone wrong. He can't recover, and he needs. I'm a fan of Rashford to go and recreate his footballing talent because I think he's actually good. I think he's been weighed down by the toxicity and by the horribleness in Manchester United. And I want Bruno to go and thrive. I want Bruno to go to Barcelona and to go and do whatever he does and do whatever he does. So I actually think just changing Erik ten Hag is not going to fix this at all. We need to be patient. But the next manager or the next, so to me, I want a coach. The next coach has to show us something to back or to get behind. That's all it is in football. It's the way we win, the way we lose, the way we draw. Give us something to back. No football fan is ever afraid of losing or drawing. No realistic football fan. Because in football or in sport, you lose, you draw, you win. Especially in football. So at the end of the day, it must be one of those things. So for me, just changing Erik ten Hag's not going to be alone. We need to change a lot of the backroom stuff. And for me, the Glazers are still in charge of the football club. They're still the biggest shareholders. We need to get them out. I can't even judge Ineos properly because the biggest shareholder is Joe Glazer, 47% possession of the football club. So that's why I always say every time I tweet Glazers out, Glazers full sale only. That's what I always tweet. But big up to everybody. And make sure you check out everybody. Here we go. Are you on socials? Any Villa fans follow you?
Nah, bro, I'm not really involved on the social media side on the internet, but I listen to you boys partly because of your politics, but partly just because you're good lads and you know what you're talking about in general, especially Jarvis and yourself, Nura, and the African fella who was just on was. Those statistics were fantastic. They really were. But I'm going to start doing some content, just football related generally. And hopefully I'll keep copying every time you do a podcast or a stream and just chat with you boys all the time.
Yeah. Big up. You're welcome. Love, bro.
Cheers.
You take care, lad.
Cheers. Cheers,
like
man.
I said to you, yeah. Let us know when you've done the channel. Big ups to Swear as well. Are you on socials, I swear? Where can people find you?
Say Swear on Twitter, but yeah, I'm not a professional like you, Nuruddin, so
You have to be professional.
I do.
People might like what you have to say. Exactly. You think
Nah,
the players
they don't. I'm too controversial.
Yeah. Some people think that though. The players are bums. It's not on Erik ten Hag. We have to get more players out. But,
No, but it's a bit of both, Nuruddin. It's definitely a bit of both. Yeah. It's not one or the other. Right.
okay.
So
Fair enough. I do think I agree with you one thing. The players are no way as good as what we think. But I see like players at Brighton play football. And then Manchester United, I've been told Manchester United can never play football. Like I just don't get it. I look at players at Villa who are no way as what they were in terms of the money that's been spent on them, the hype, and then he does a system at Villa, Unai Emery, and they play a system. So it is what it is. But anyway.
But Erik ten Hag in Ajax, he had lesser players, but they're playing better football. Explain that. No one knows. What's going on?
To me, there is. That's why I feel like I was hoodwinked, and I called it after 7 months. I'm not just Johnny.
He had the best players in that league.
Yeah, he had the best players in that league. He did.
But he was doing it against Real Madrid, Champions League.
Yeah, he wasn't just Ten Hag. It was Overmars. It was Van der Sar as a trio working together to identify, bring players, and they always produce gives technically good footballers. And that league is nowhere near the Premier League anyway.
Okay,
so,
but Nuruddin, that means but in Indiana said he had the best players in the league, right? Therefore, logic. Let's use the premise of that means the better your players, the better your football. Is it not the case?
No, but naturally they had a plan. It was a proper concrete plan, it's a strategy. They had players to the profile. Ajax produced technically good players. And actually, when I watch back some of those Champions League games, I look back and think, wow, like it's still, there was this bit of the basketballification, but they were more dominant in games. But for me, he's the biggest catfish I've ever known a manager to be. And he's the only coach I've ever known in my life that needs specific players to be in specific areas for the football to ball. You can't have that.
No, that's Pep. That's Pep, though.
You need to coach the players how you want to play. And unfortunately, in the Premier League, you get found out. Here, the Premier League is the biggest graveyard ever for anybody who doesn't do things properly. And Eric
But
Ten
not
Hag,
really.
Eric Ten
But
Hag,
doesn't Pep
Andy
need the
Mitten
players though?
tonight, listen, Andy Mitten is letting it slip, yeah? Even after they won the FA Cup, and tonight, two people have come out. One person who worked closely with him at United, that's Benny McCarthy, and said he's not a guy that gets passion out of players. He's not a guy that inspires players. He's very intelligent. He knows the tactics, but he's not. And Andy Mitten has come out tonight and said, an hour after the FA Cup, here it is, this Andy Mitten, yeah? He's a big Ten Hag fan, by the way. He says, when they were asked about, he said, the manager should be sacked or stay. No one said managers should absolutely be sacked, and no one said they should absolutely stay. Yet there was clear issues between players and manager about his style. So there we go. Big up to you, bro. Appreciate all
No
of you.
problem.
Love and
I'll
light.
call back again. I like
That's
these. I like
really
this hostile debates.
Nuruddin, that's really interesting, you know. But because for me, the players shouldn't have an opinion on should the manager stay or not. It's not up to them. They should just do as told. Either way, because they're getting paid by us, the fans, to perform every week, 2 times a week.
100%, Jarvis. In a perfect world, yes.
Yeah.
But you know, as a coach and as a manager, you need to inspire. As a leader, you need to inspire passion. That's what they get paid the big bucks for. And by the way, all this about managers getting sacked. Modern football, globally, around the big teams in the world, other than Klopp, other than what's his name, if you keep winning and the fans are happy with you, the way you play football and you're winning a trophy every other year, other than Klopp and Pep, the rotation of the big 14 clubs in Europe is 2 years. 2 years, if that. On average, you get 2 years. And if you can't show it, that's modern football. That's where we're at. I don't always agree with it, but that's modern football. At the end of the day, modern coaches, modern way of playing, you have to show a distinct style within 6 months because the fans need to see something. It's entertainment at the end of the day. They have to see something to get behind. And if they don't see it, you're not waiting until year 3. No other manager has had this level of patience at Manchester United than Ten Hag. And that, to me, when the day when it comes, he has to be moved on. Nobody can say he hasn't. He has been showing patience, and he's come out and lied again and again and sold to us. It was because I've got injuries, and then we see him playing compact football, and then all of a sudden, new season, he abandons the compact football. I just don't get it. I do not get it. And persist with the same players who are...
Amrabat is the key, you know. Everybody, no one speaks about it, but the key was Amrabat.
I do. I did. But then he had
only one who could hold on to the ball, show some strength, and he could provide passes right, left, and center. He made Kobe Mainu much better because he was a ball player. He kept the tempo of the game down.
But Jarvis, he got him on loan, sat him on the bench for the first 6-7 months of that season, played him.
Well, he came in late. He was injured when he came in. He wasn't in form.
Yeah, listen, when he got fit, Jarvis, let's be real. He put him on the bench, and then he would bring him to play left back. He did that, and then he dropped him completely. And then the last 5 games, he brought him back. And then we saw what he could do. But before that, none of it was happening. So that's on an Eric Ten Hag as well. Everything you tell me...
It's probably because Eric Ten Hag didn't like how he played. He didn't want us to play compact, that kind of football. He wanted everything to go faster. And he talked about it in his first season. He wanted to come to United. He didn't want to play Ajax. He wanted to play United. He wanted to play transition.
But
he wants
I'm
to play
sorry.
fast attacking football. He said so.
You cannot come to Manchester United and say, I want to play Manchester United football and completely fucking ignore the midfield.
I agree.
But built on strong midfield. To me, it's the most schizophrenic. It's almost like split personality disorder. You have to have a mental health to say, I want to play the modern way United played. Well, United, after Fergie, used to have 2 midfielders. One of them used to stay, one of them will attack. Later years in Europe, he realized, Fergie, we're getting absolutely torn apart here. He installed 3 midfielders. 3 midfield players, and we dominated games. We control games with or without the ball because we had a strong midfield. Eric Ten Hag is a liar. He's a liar and a manipulator. If you ever watched Manchester United, we played control football. We used to have technically players. We used to cross the ball. We used to have combination play. We would do it. Go and watch United from the 90s till the 90s. But anyway, we'll be going for 2 hours. Love and light, free Palestine, free Lebanon, free anywhere where people are oppressed in the world, Sudan, Congo, Tigray, wherever people are in this world are oppressed, whether it's domestically or whether it's globally. We stand with everybody, regardless of their gender, orientation, their religious beliefs or non-beliefs. We stand with everybody as a human being. We value every human life, and we're against war and militarism. But fuck fucking Zionism. Peace, love, light. Take care, people, and we'll see you in the next one. Jarvis, we can have a full conversation. Let me know time when just me and you bring the Eric Ten Hag quotes when he said, and I can dissect them one by one. Why he's
Good
lying.
night, boys. Good night. Good night.
You can do that.
Thanks for
You can
having
do
me.
that.
Good night. But big up everybody. Love and light. Take care, people. Look after yourselves. Take it easy. Good night. God bless. Win, lose, or draw. Glazers out. Eric Ten Hag, you're a liar. You're a manipulator. You humiliated us. If you had any decency about you, you would walk the fuck away from this football club. Because the fans can't take humiliation. We can take getting beat. We can take drawing games. We can't take humiliation. Peace, love, light. Take care. Free Palestine!